Earlier this year, it was DeKalen Metcalf. A few years ago, it was Myles Garrett. And over 10 years ago, it was LeGarrette Blount. And now, Mark Fletcher will go down in the history books along with those three gentlemen that I just named after the Indiana Hoosiers beat the Miami Hurricanes in the national championship game, defeating them 27-21. Fernando Mendoza, 4th and 4, taking it to the end zone, diving, getting lit up by two Miami Hurricanes. Carson Beck's last pass, hopefully, of his college career will be an interception to number 22 of Indiana. Mark Fletcher caught on camera throwing punches at Indiana Hoosiers Tyreek Tucker after the game.
Apparently, I'm going to see it. Perhaps you at home have seen it afterwards. That's Mark Fletcher who swung at an Indiana player, which obviously is Tyreek Tucker, and couldn't possibly know what was said. Apparently, I'm going to see it. Perhaps you at home have seen it afterwards. That's Mark Fletcher who swung at an.
Now, my first reaction seeing this was, I've seen this story before. Let's say this Hoosiers guy was white. The story that's coming out would be, oh, well, he called me the N-word. I snapped. I had to react the way I did. But if you can tell, if you can tell, I don't want to assess, but if you could tell, this is not a white guy on the Indiana Hoosiers. So that excuse that's used by DeKalen Metcalf, the excuse that was used by Myles Garrett, that excuse isn't going to fly here. So my instant reaction was, what is going to come out? What maybe possibly was said? If anything was said, there's still no audio of what was said. Everything is hearsay about what triggered Mark Fletcher to throwing punches. And what they're saying over in the Miami camp, dude was talking about Mark's dad who passed away last year. Mark is and always will be one of the most classy people you will meet. Rest in peace, Mr. Fletcher. So the Miami side is saying that Tyreek Tucker was talking junk about Mark's dad who passed away last year. Where this gets interesting is Tyreek Tucker of Indiana lost his mom last year to cancer. This shit didn't happen. Your team is just dirty and classless. And I'm just putting myself in his shoes. I did lose a parent at a fairly young age. The last thing I would do is attack somebody else who lost a parent, that parent. If I'm talking trash, the last thing I would do if I know you lost somebody close to you as well is talk junk, like, ha, 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 you lost so-and-so, ha, 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 you lost this person. Yeah, tell that to whoever. That's the last thing I would do. So it's a little bit hard for me to believe, to be fair. Would I put my life on it? No. I think this is a kid that reacted and he reached for the biggest shield that he can put in front of himself to help deflect some of the blame that's going to be pointed at him. Now, again, just because I wouldn't make insults like that doesn't mean somebody else would. Doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't. But I wouldn't react throwing fists either. Just because I wouldn't react throwing fists doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't. Furthermore, I wouldn't throw fists because I lost the game that I was talking junk in the whole entire time either. Which I'm leaning towards kind of happening. Teams are talking junk all game. They're talking mess, going back and forth, talking stuff. Clearly he struck a nerve with Mr. Fletcher. I don't know what was said. But I don't think this is what was said. Fletcher reacted how he reacted. I wouldn't throw a punch. Using the same logic doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't. And Mark Fletcher threw a punch. Of course, people are going after Miami. Clown show, classless school. Going to guess that D. Lyman said something that he shouldn't have said. Might have found Jake Paul's next opponent classless. The real Miami showing their true colors. Miami people, zero class as always. Damn. What's wild is football players more often than not have trouble with self-control and making poor decisions with constant lapses of judgment. It's truly interesting how all the blows to the prefrontal cortex impact/correlate to that thought process. People close to Kid said this IU kid was talking smack online and disrespected Fletcher by taunting and saying stuff about his late father. He decided to do something about it. Again, it's all hearsay. This is all what Fletcher told somebody that somebody told him. Somebody close to Fletcher, well, you're not going to embarrass him in public and say, no, this didn't happen. I guess you're gonna ride with them. You're going to say, I didn't hear it, but I'll tell everybody I heard it. I don't know what you guys think in the comments section below. Again, I wouldn't put my life on the line that something like that was said. I would assume that it was spicy. It's probably spicy, but not that. Did it warrant getting a punch in the face? No, definitely not. Self-control. I haven't thought about punching somebody in my face for talking junk about a dead relative of mine since I grew up. That's just me, though. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Appreciate the support. See you later, as always. Peace!